Good morning, it's day 4, and today it's all about the Vatican City. Hey guys, so I made it. This is the main avenue leading into St. Peter's Square. Up ahead, the Basilica. So I got here really early to avoid the lines. Wow, this place is incredible. So how it works is that there's these two wings, right? And then there's the Basilica right up there. And basically what it's supposed to symbolize is there's St. Peter's Basilica, and these two wings act like arms, like outstretched arms embracing the people, like the Catholic Church embracing the people. I'm gonna take some time here to just enjoy this square. Wow. Oh, looks like there's some kind of a gathering here today. Alright, so here I am climbing the 320 some odd steps to the dome of St. Peter's Basilica. I'm really glad I came early. There's no lines at all at around 7:30 in the morning. If you come visit, definitely try to see if you can do that. Otherwise you're going to be waiting in line forever and ever, and that's not really that fun. Are we there yet? Yeah, look at this. This is great. All right, I think I made it to the top. Man, look at that view. There's St. Peter's Square over there to the left. Still empty. It's about 7:50 in the morning right now. And wow. There's St. Peter's Square right in front of me. That building to the left of the obelisk there, that white building, that's the Vatican Museums, where I'll be headed to in a couple of hours. The Tiber River is right over there. I don't know if you can see it. Don't know if you can see it over there in the distance. A little white building that looks like a wedding cake with two little statues on top. That's the Victor Emmanuel Monument, also known as Vittoriano. Pretty iconic here. I'm done with the roof, or the dome of St. Peter's Basilica. Definitely worth going to. Just spend the 6 euros that you need to climb up, and it's definitely really good. The views of the city just make it worth it. Now comes the flight of steps down and exploring more of the Basilica. See you there. All right, so here's the actual church, or the Basilica on the inside. I'm pretty sure the video doesn't show it. You can't really understand how beautiful this is unless you stand underneath it. So I'm in what they call the nave of the church, and I was told that from that golden window to the other end of the church is 2 football fields away. That's pretty crazy. Everything about this church is done really large. You see those babies over there? Those statues babies? Those are human-sized. Those letters over there, each letter is 7 feet tall. That's mind-blowing. So this I can't really condone. The way that this basilica was built was that it was financed by the church selling indulgences, which is the rich buying forgiveness of sins. They apparently spent a lot of money. That kind of corruption in the church is one of the factors which led to an obscure monk named Martin Luther to rebel and kickstart the Protestant Reformation. This is the spot where Charlemagne in AD 800 was coronated king of the Holy Roman Empire. A lot of history here. Right up there, that's the dome, extending more than a football field high, 448 feet. And that's where I just was, where I took the other video. That's where I just was, along that railing up there. So there are words along the base of the dome here, and it's in Latin, and it reads, one of Jesus' recorded words to the Apostle Peter, saying that you are Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church. And to you I will give the keys to the kingdom of heaven. That golden window is called the apse. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. If you can see, there's a white dove over there in the center of that golden window, and it's supposed to symbolize the Holy Spirit. And when the light shines in, it creates a beautiful scene. Over there to the right and the left, there's a lot of wooden booths. Those are confessional booths. This is still an active church. Mass is held here several times a week. A lot of the work done here is designed by Bernini, especially that dove window. The church itself has major Michelangelo influence. but unfortunately he died before it was finished. Normally this wouldn't be as big. The nave was extended in Michelangelo's original plans, and he also designed the dome. The altar right in front of me is where the supposed bones of St. Peter are buried. Not sure if that's fully true. So this is a painting by Raphael called The Transfiguration. So that right there is the original statue called Pietà, which stands for pity, sculpted by Michelangelo. A statue of Mary mourning the body of Jesus after it was taken down from the cross. He was 24 when he sculpted that. I'm standing here in the atrium. This atrium is oftentimes bigger than most churches. Right in front of me, that's the Holy Door, one of the 5 bronze doors to the entrance of the church. Those white pillars in front of me there, those date back to the 4th century. So I'm done with St. Peter's Basilica, on my way to the Vatican museums where I'll spend the rest of my day. Right now I'm walking along the outer wall of Vatican City because the entrance is on the opposite side of where I was. This place is way too big. This place is way too big. It's not good. Okay guys, seriously, buy tickets online beforehand. It took me all of 10 minutes to get in, but if you didn't have a ticket, be in line for same-day tickets. I'm not even joking. There was probably a couple thousand people in line outside, and was wrapping around the wall. As you can see, a lot of group tours here. Make sure you buy tickets online beforehand. I cannot stress that enough. So here I am in the Vatican Museum, and I'm waiting for a tour. I've scheduled a tour of the Vatican Gardens beforehand, so that lasts until about 11-ish, and then the rest of the afternoon will be spent in the museums. So I just finished with my Vatican Gardens tour back in the museums. But first I'm going to grab some lunch and spend the rest of the day here. So this mosaic floor used to decorate the bottom of a pool in an ancient Roman bath. This enormous tub used to belong to Nero, made out of a single block of purple porphyral marble. And because porphyral marble doesn't occur naturally in Italy, it had to be imported from Egypt. So that makes it incredibly expensive and incredibly rare. So these 2 purple sarcophagi, one here and one over there, were originally made for Constantine's mother and daughter. So the internal organs of the mummies would be placed in these jars. So these are examples of ancient Sumerian writing, and what they did is they would take a wedge-shaped pen and press it into wet clay to form these symbols. That ceiling right there, it looks ornamented and jutted and all kinds of things, but it's actually flat. This right here is the map gallery. The ceiling is made of colorful stucco. Everything is lined with maps. So these maps, all along the walls here, take you on a tour of the regions of Italy. So from the toe end of the boot, all the way up to the Alps, each map has its associated region. So the scenes on the ceiling are all of exciting moments in church history in each of these regions here on the map. So this is the Constantine room, and these frescoes here were originally started by Raphael but finished by his assistants. It talks about the passing of the baton between pagan Rome and Christian Rome. So Constantine is riding into battle with angels overhead. Over here is Constantine having won the battle, and he's getting crowned by the Pope. So the painting on the ceiling shows a crumbled statue knocked over by the power of the cross, symbolizing the conquering of Constantine over pagan Rome. So this is the School of Athens by Raphael. It depicts ancient philosophers with contemporary faces. On the left, in the pink robe, reddish pink robe, is Plato. On the right is Aristotle. Plato is pointing up and indicating that math and philosophy comes from above and is a source of truth. Aristotle was pointing down, showing that he prefers a more hands-on, practical approach study of the material world. Over there with the olive green robes, that's Socrates. And over here, bending over, writing on a slate, that's Euclid. But each of these people, they all have contemporary faces. So Plato is Da Vinci, Euclid is Bramante, and that guy second to the far right, the one with the black beret, that's Raphael himself. So the way that this painting is laid out is that the thinkers and philosophers are on the left, scientists are on the right, and in the center is Plato and Aristotle, in the center of everything. Funny story is that when Raphael was working on this wall of the room, Michelangelo was nearby working on the Sistine Chapel. And Raphael would peek in there and be amazed at what Michelangelo was doing. So what he did is he actually added this figure right here, this old bald guy, and that's Michelangelo. So that figure was added in afterwards. So this is another of Raphael's works called La Disputa, and it shows Christ above, the Holy Spirit as a dove in the center, and that power being descended onto the communion down here. So there's the people here on earth, and there's heaven above. Now this is what we really came here to see, the Sistine Chapel. I just got done with the Sistine Chapel. They did not allow video cameras or phones, cell phones in there. I couldn't take it, but it was probably the most amazing piece of art that I've ever seen. The Last Judgment is on the wall. The Sistine Chapel, the Sistine ceiling is where the famous creation of Adam, creation of Eve. It took Michelangelo 4 years lying on his back, painting that ceiling. This is what happens when you don't come early. I'm resting a little bit over here. I'm so tired of walking. My feet hurt. So I took a look at my health app, and apparently I've walked on average about 25,000 steps a day since I've gotten here, which translates to about 11 and a half miles every day. That's pretty impressive, I think. I guess when you come to Rome, expect to walk a lot. So bring walking shoes, bring good socks, bring band-aids for your feet if you get blisters easily. I guess you can always take the bus or the metro, but because it's such a walkable city, there's so many different alleys and things to see. I would definitely recommend walking, even if it is a lot of walking. Plus, it's a good way to get rid of some calories.